Okay, so I just wanted to give you a second to talk, or give a second to talk about this this practice. This is just practice and the stuff you've learned in the last couple of days from the discount rate and the reserve requirement and the money market and monetary policy. This is kind of the culmination of it and how it results in affecting the economy as a whole. So I've given you like 4 or 5 videos to watch. I know it's a lot. That's why I made it 2 days. This isn't that hard, but I want you to go over it slowly. So I just want to talk about it. The first thing I want you to do, and you can do all of this at the bottom here if you want to, um, is draw an ADAS graph in recession. You learned about how to do that with fiscal policy. I have several videos that show you how to do that. In fact, I think it's labeled like one of them's labeled like recession and inflation and stuff. Um, and then draw one in recession, and then next to it, draw a money market graph, just sort of like the money market graph that we have here behind me. It doesn't. There is no recessionary looking money market graph. It's just the money supply and the money demand, and make sure you label it correctly. So if we're in a recession, that means we need to have expansionary monetary policy to get rid of the recession. So what would be two expansionary monetary policies? I've talked about 3 of them. Just use 2. Preferably use the 2 that we use the most. The reserve requirement isn't used that much. And then show us how the change in money supply will affect the market. So, you'll have your ADAS graph down here, you'll have your money market graph. So, if we have expansionary monetary policy, what happens to the money market? What happens to interest rates? Show that on your graph. And then show what's going to happen to aggregate demand as a result of this expansionary monetary policy, right? And you can just, circle this or whatever you want to. So, down here, I should see 2 graphs with movement of aggregate demand and movement of the money supply, and you showing me which way it's gonna go. Okay, um, and make sure you show arrows showing what happens to everything. And then again on this number 2, now draw the ADAS graph in an inflationary state, right? Draw an inflation, and then show what would be 2 contractionary policies to fix this inflationary problem. Again, the inflationary state, you can see those on the videos I've done. You should have seen that a bunch of times before. What's going to happen on the money supply? Which way is it going to go? What's going to happen to interest rates? Um, and then as a result of money market moving, what's going to happen to aggregate demand? Which way that will go? And then obviously, what portions of AD will that affect? It'll be the same ones. It's always the same ones. I just want you to get used to doing that. Okay. So this shouldn't take you that long, right? So you can take pictures of it if you want to when you get done, of just the graphs and sort of what happens, and you can show me those and email me those. That'd be preferable. Um, or you can text them on the remind text thing. And if you have any questions about this, we can do it. We can talk about this on our sessions on Google Meets. So anyway, that is how I want you to work through this. And like I said, I've given you 2 days to do all these things, so it shouldn't be too bad if you just take your time.